Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're going to be diving into the world of AI agents.
AI agents.
You got it.
Yeah.
So are these things just hype,
Right.
or are they actually the future of work? And thankfully, you brought some seriously cool data to help us unpack all this. We've got a survey of over 1,300 professionals to dig into.
Yeah, it's over 1,300 professionals.
And I got to say, just glancing at this thing, I'm already pretty surprised by some of these numbers.
Yeah, and what really stood out to me right away was that it's not just some Silicon Valley thing. This interest in AI agents is everywhere. Like almost 90% of
Oh,
respondents from companies that are not in tech, they have plans to actually put these agents into production.
wow.
Yeah. So this is a cross-industry phenomenon, and it's gaining traction
Okay,
fast.
hold on. Let's rewind for a sec, because I think there are probably some people listening who are like,
Yeah,
wait, what even AI is an AI agent?
that's a really good question.
So can we just define that real quick?
Yeah, totally. So using the definition from LangChain, an AI agent is a system that uses a large language model, or LLM, to decide how an application works.
Okay.
Basically, it's an LLM that can not only understand info, but actually take action based on that information.
So it's like giving an LLM a set of hands to actually DO stuff, not
Exactly.
just talk about it.
Exactly. And what they can do is just like constantly growing.
Oh, I bet.
Some agents are for simple automation,
Yeah.
but others can do some pretty complex decision making. So think of it as like different levels of agent capabilities,
Sure.
ranging from, just organizing your calendar to writing and debugging code.
So we're not just talking about customer service chatbots anymore.
Right.
This is AI that can roll up its sleeves and actually get stuff done.
Exactly.
That's really interesting. So, okay, but how common is this adoption really?
So this survey shows that 51% of companies already have AI agents running in production environments,
Wow.
which is pretty surprising. But what's even more surprising is that the companies that are leading the way are mid-sized companies.
Really?
Between 100 and 2,000 employees. They have a 63% adoption rate.
So,
So much for thinking this is just big tech playing around.
I know that's really interesting.
Yeah.
I would assume it was the Googles and the Facebooks of the world who are all over this.
Right.
But it's the mid-sized companies who are going for it.
It is, yeah.
So what do you think is driving that? Especially for those mid-sized companies. Why are they adopting this stuff so quickly?
So the survey looked into that,
Okay.
and it seems like the main reasons are because they're seeing increased efficiency and they want to have a leg up on the competition. Companies see these AI agents as a way to automate, tasks to boost productivity and just get ahead of the curve.
Yeah, if you can be an early adopter and really nail this,
Yeah,
then you get, a huge advantage over everyone else.
totally. And when you consider that 78% of companies have active plans to actually implement AI agents sometime soon.
So almost everybody.
It's pretty clear this is,
It's just the beginning.
it's just the tip of the iceberg.
Wow. Okay. So it really sounds like AI agents are about to become essential
Yeah.
for pretty much every business. But let's get specific.
Yeah.
What are companies actually using these agents for right now?
So the survey actually highlighted some really cool use cases. The top one is research and summarization,
Oh, or
with 58% of companies
wow.
using AI agents to go through all this data and pull out the key insights.
So you can imagine a researcher who's drowning in a pile of academic papers.
Right.
And an AI agent could just zoom through all that and give them a quick summary of
Yeah.
the most important stuff.
Exactly.
It'd be incredible.
Yeah, talk about saving time.
Totally, yeah. And it's not just for researchers, right?
No, definitely not.
Who else is benefiting from this?
So 53.5% of companies are using agents for personal productivity stuff,
Oh, interesting.
like scheduling meetings, managing email, just automating all those little tasks that take up so much time.
I mean, who hasn't dreamed of being able to hand their overflowing inbox over to a tireless AI assistant?
Right.
That would be amazing.
And then there's customer service,
Okay.
where 45.8% of companies are putting AI agents on the front lines to handle inquiries, troubleshoot problems, and just provide support all the time.
24/7.
Yeah, exactly.
That's already changing things up a lot.
It is.
I mean, faster responses, hopefully more efficiency, maybe even happier customers.
Yeah, that's actually
Okay, this all sounds incredibly promising,
right.
but I know there's got to be a but here somewhere.
Yeah. What about the challenges? Like implementing these AI agents in the real world can't be all sunshine and roses, right?
Right, of course not. There are definitely challenges, yeah.
Okay, what are some of the big ones?
I think one of the biggest that came up in the survey is this whole idea of control.
Makes sense.
We're giving these AI agents the ability to do things for us.
Yeah. And of course, people are worried about safety and what could happen if things go wrong.
Right, like we've all seen those sci-fi movies where the AI takes over, right?
Exactly.
So what are companies actually doing to make sure that doesn't happen, that these AI agents stay, on the right track?
Yeah, well, they're not just letting them do whatever they want.
Okay.
The survey showed that companies are using different ways to kind of keep them in check.
Okay.
One thing a lot of companies are using are these things called tracing and observability tools.
What are those?
So basically, it's like having a black box for your AI.
Okay.
You can track everything it does, how it makes decisions, and spot any problems before they get too big.
So it's like an audit trail for your AI.
Yeah.
You can see all the steps it took and why.
Right. And then there are things called guardrails, which are like boundaries or rules you set up so the AI agent doesn't do anything bad or go off script.
So it's kind of like...
It's like putting a fence around a swimming pool.
I like that analogy.
To keep kids safe. You're setting limits on what the AI can do.
Okay, so we've got tracing, we've got guardrails. But even with all that, I'm guessing companies are still a little hesitant to just, let these AI agents run free.
Yeah, most aren't ready to give them full autonomy.
Okay.
The survey found that a lot of companies still need a human to okay any big decisions.
Right, especially if it involves, like, changing or deleting data.
Exactly. So for now, it's more about, like, teamwork and oversight, not letting the AI just do its own thing.
Yeah, that seems like a more, I don't know, responsible approach for now.
Yeah, definitely.
So even with all these precautions, I imagine it's still not easy to actually get these AI agents up and running, right? What are some of the roadblocks that companies are hitting?
Well, the survey actually found that the number one concern is performance quality.
Really? Even more than things like cost or safety?
Yeah, it is.
Why is that such a big issue?
It kind of comes down to the fact that large language models, or LLMs, can be a bit unpredictable. Like, they can do amazing things 1 minute and then make weird mistakes the next.
Right.
And that makes it hard to be sure you'll get the results you want from an AI agent, especially in real-world situations where the stakes are high.
So companies are worried that these AI agents might make big, expensive mistakes.
Exactly. They need to know they can trust these agents to do the right thing and not cause more problems than they solve.
Makes sense.
And right now, a lot of companies just aren't there yet.
Yeah, I guess it's still early days, right?
It is.
And this unpredictability, it's not just theoretical, is it? I bet there are companies out there who have tried this and run into some serious problems.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like what?
The survey had some really interesting write-in responses from companies that have dealt with this stuff.
Okay.
A lot of them talked about how there just aren't any clear best practices yet.
Oh.
And they need more knowledge and training and just the sheer time it takes to build and refine these agents.
It sounds like we're still in the very early stages of AI agent development.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Wild West out there right now.
Okay, so lots of experimenting, lots of learning, but the road to actually using these things in production is still pretty bumpy.
That's a good way to put it, but even with all those challenges, there are some companies that are doing amazing things with AI agents.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the survey highlighted a few that are already making a big impact.
Okay, let's hear about them. Which ones are really killing it?
The top 3 that stood out were Cursor, Perplexity, and Riplet.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of those.
So Cursor is like an AI-powered code editor that helps developers write code, debug it, and just understand it better.
So it's like having a super smart coding buddy right there with you.
Yeah.
It's helping you along the way.
And catching errors before they become a big headache.
So it's not just about automating tasks.
Right.
It's also about making humans better what they do, even in really technical fields like programming.
Yeah, totally.
I love that.
And then there's Replit, which is another example of AI making humans better.
All right.
It's an online platform for building and deploying applications.
Okay.
And it uses AI to make the whole process faster and easier.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Okay, so we've got Cursor, we've got Replit. What about Perplexity? What's that one all about?
So Perplexity is an AI-powered answer engine.
Okay.
That's like Google search on steroids.
Oh, wow.
It can answer really complex questions, pull information from different sources, and even give you citations to back up its answers.
So it's not just finding websites, it's actually understanding and analyzing the information to give you real insights.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
These examples are so cool, but they also make me wonder, like,
Wow.
what frameworks are companies actually using to build these AI agents? What are they working with?
That's where things get even more interesting.
Okay.
Two of the most popular ones right now are LangChain and AutoGen.
Okay, I've heard of those.
So LangChain lets developers build agents that can use different tools and APIs, which makes them super versatile.
Oh, wow.
And then AutoGen is all about creating systems with multiple AI agents,
Okay.
where they can work together and communicate with each other.
So, like, a whole team of AI agents.
Yeah, exactly.
Each with its own skills, working together to solve big, complex problems.
Right, exactly.
That's incredible. But, okay, now I have to ask,
Yeah.
what's next? Where is all of this going?
Well, there's a lot of buzz right now about this thing OpenAI is supposedly working on called Operator.
Operator.
Yeah.
What is that?
Nobody knows for sure, but it's supposed to come out sometime in 2025.
Okay.
And people are really excited about it.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A lot of people think it's going to be a big jump forward in AI capabilities.
So, like, even more powerful and autonomous AI agents.
Exactly.
Wow, so maybe we're on the cusp of a whole new era of AI agents.
Yeah, maybe.
Even more transformative than what we're seeing now.
It's possible, and that raises a really important question for business leaders.
Okay.
Like, how should they be thinking about this? What's the role of CXOs in all of this?
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, it sounds like CXOs are going to have their work cut out for them with this whole AI agent thing.
Oh, yeah, they're going to have to step up.
So what should they be doing to get their companies ready for a future where, maybe AI agents are calling the shots?
Well, I think the first thing is they got to change how they think about this whole thing.
Okay.
It's not just about seeing AI agents as, like, another tool in the toolbox.
Right.
They got to start thinking of them as, like, collaborators.
Oh, interesting.
This isn't just lines of code,
Yeah.
We're talking about AI that can learn and adapt and maybe even change how whole companies work.
So thinking about them almost as like colleagues, not just cogs in the machine.
Exactly. And that means totally rethinking how we do work.
Yeah.
Instead of being scared, they're going to, like, take our jobs.
Mm-hmm.
CXOs need to figure out how to use AI agents to make their teams better.
So it's about finding that right mix
Mm-hmm.
between, like, human intelligence and artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
where both can do their best work.
Exactly. The companies that get that right, they're going to be the ones that succeed.
Makes sense, but how do you actually do that, create that synergy? Sounds great in theory, but, like, how do you actually make it happen?
It takes some planning for sure. One big thing CXOs need to do is invest in education and training.
Okay, training for who?
Everyone.
Okay.
They need to give their employees the skills to build these AI agents, manage them, and make sure they're doing the right thing.
So not just, like, the technical stuff.
Right. Not just that.
But also, like, the ethical side of things. How do you use AI responsibly?
Exactly. It's about creating a whole culture of AI literacy.
I like that.
From the top all the way down.
So everyone understands the potential and the risks.
Yeah, because it's not just about training, data scientists and engineers.
Right.
Everyone in the company needs to be able to work with these AI agents.
To understand, like, what they're good at and what they're not good at.
Exactly.
Okay. That's a pretty big undertaking.
It is.
Anything else from the survey that CXOs should be paying attention to?
Yeah, one thing that came up was the importance of starting small.
Okay.
And iterating quickly.
What does that mean?
Don't try to, do everything at once.
Right.
Pick one or two places where AI agents can really make a difference.
Okay.
And then just start experimenting.
So find those use cases, test them out, see what works.
Exactly.
Be strategic about it.
And don't forget, this technology is still changing all the time.
Right.
What works today might not work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So be ready to adapt.
Be flexible.
Exactly.
It sounds like a pretty wild time to be in business.
Oh, it is. There's so many opportunities, but there's also a lot we don't know yet.
So how do you navigate that? How do you deal with all that uncertainty?
One of the best things you can do is learn from other companies that are already doing this.
Okay.
There are companies out there successfully using AI agents in all sorts of industries.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
See what they're doing, talk to other leaders, share what's working for you.
So build a community.
Yeah.
Share knowledge, figure it out together.
Yeah. Exactly. The more we learn from each other, the faster we can make this technology really work for us.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
From like where AI agents are right now to the challenges they're facing and all the amazing possibilities in the future.
Yeah, it's been a good conversation.
So what's the big takeaway for our listeners? What should they be walking away with?
I think the big takeaway is that the AI agent revolution is here.
It's happening now.
It's not sci-fi anymore. It's real, and it's changing everything.
And the companies that get this right,
Yeah.
the ones that figure out how to use this tech responsibly, they're going to be the ones that win.
They are. Absolutely.
Okay, but before we wrap up, I got to ask one last question.
Yeah.
We talked about the challenges, but also the huge potential of these AI agents.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can solve those challenges, if we can make these things reliable and safe, what could they really do? Like, what are the possibilities that we can't even imagine yet?
You know, that's a fantastic question.
It is.
And honestly, I think the answer is going to come from the people who are out there building this stuff.
From the innovators, the dreamers.
Exactly. The people who are pushing the limits.
Because the future of AI agents, it's not written yet.
Nope. It's wide open.
It's like a blank page waiting for us to fill it in.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say.
So what you're saying is
The future of AI agents is in our hands.
it's up to all of us to shape it.
It is.
That's a pretty inspiring thought to leave our listeners with.
I hope so.
Well, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of AI agents.
It's been fun.
It's been an amazing conversation.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it.
And to all of you listening, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to create the next big breakthrough in AI agent technology. Until next time.